Hi, this is Ethan Musoni, the Merchant of Success. Welcome to this video episode. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how do you plan with your loved one, girlfriend, boyfriend about your future. That's one of the questions I received in terms of how do you make this year the best ever. The gentleman was asking that question, said, okay, how do I plan with my girlfriend about our future? Brilliant man. It's always better to plan with your loved ones because then you want to make sure that you're in sync. Because if you find you're going east and they're going west, or north, south, then there's going to be a lot of trouble. So hopefully you've been following this series, but for now, let's talk about how do you plan. Number one, if I were you, from my personal experience, it's to figure out what do you want for the year. What does your girlfriend also want for the year? What's their vision? What are their goals? What are their dreams? And then what are your personal dreams and goals for the year? That's one. So there is the individual and then there is the unit. And then the unit, you start asking, okay, what do we really want? For example, have you agreed as to when you get married? Because I imagine that this person is a fiancé. They are fiancés already. So you ask, there are a couple of things that you need to agree upon ahead of time. One is, when are you going to get married? What sort of wedding do you want? My advice, by the way, when you're starting out is, unless you're damn rich, keep your wedding basic. You don't have to have a fancy wedding and then you start your marriage in debt. It's not a good idea. It's not fun at all. Because I sometimes see people overstretching themselves. They have hundreds of guests, and before you know it, they are indebted, or they are overstressed, and they don't even enjoy their wedding. I've had some funny stories that I wouldn't want to even repeat here on video. So that's one. Two is, how many children do you want? Believe it or not, there are a couple of things that have happened whereby you find people are now fighting over how many children they should have. Had they planned that ahead of time, it would have been sorted out. Number three, where do you want to live? Agree on where you want to live. Do you want to keep renting? Do you want to build? If you want to build, where do you want to build? Or do you prefer having a property that brings in cash flow instead of just building a home? So agree on that. Where do you want your children to go for education, so that you start planning your income ahead of time? Next, what sort of work relationship should you be having? Do you want to work in the business together, or you always want to stay apart? The other thing is, if you are employed, what is acceptable and what's not? This is what I mean. Like, my wife and I agreed, for example, that we will always stay close together. So if it's an opportunity way away from home where it keeps her, for me, I'm self-employed, so my wife is still employed up to this point, is we agreed she cannot have a job up country, for example, where we stay apart for a couple of days and then she has to see me once a week or something like that, or every 2 weeks. For us, that's a no-go area. Now, there are people who are comfortable with that, and that's okay. I'm just sharing with you that we knew ahead of time, even before we got married, that was a no-go area, and I communicated that, and she was in agreement in that, because personally, it would be a challenge for me. It would be a challenge actually for both of us to handle a long-distance relationship. So that you have to agree up front. So even if she got a job that pays so much more than what she has now, we wouldn't agree. So that has to be clear ahead of time. So there are a couple of these basics that you really need, that some people take for granted and yet can become a hassle if you don't plan ahead of time. What sort of lifestyle do you want to create? So you think about your lifestyle, think about your beliefs, think about your financial future, think about your health. What sort of meals should you be having? What sort of health should you? Do you want to grow your own food? Do you want to buy food? How are you going to save for the education of your children? Are you going to have an insurance policy, like I have an education policy for my little daughter? When then I met a friend of mine and said for them they are planting trees. I was like, wow, that's a brilliant idea. I wish I had thought about that. So that's something I'm considering right now. So you need to look at things that are critical, and most importantly, sit down with your girlfriend or your boyfriend in this case. Just look at the other side. What's most critical to you? What's most important? What's non-negotiable? Like for me, the thing of working away, working up country or out of the country where we meet once in a while, for me, that's non-negotiable. And luckily enough, my wife is also in agreement in that regard. So what's non-negotiable? Put it on the table ahead of time before you get married. Don't think, we'll talk about it once we get married. No. If you have a child already, talk about it ahead of time. Put your cards on the table. Be frank. Don't wait when you get married and say, oh, by the way, there's this other thing. No. Make sure that you visit each other's families to make sure that you're comfortable and in good books. They know you, you know them, so that you're all over the place, such that everyone is in the know. So I hope this has been helpful to you in terms of how do you plan with your loved one or your girlfriend or boyfriend. And I'm sure if you're watching this and you're not the one who asked the question, I'm sure you have your own ideas. What do you think? Share your comments below this video, audio, or text. Let me know what you think, because I'm sure there are other ideas that I've left out which would be very useful to the person who asked this question, or someone else who could be having the same question and they didn't ask. So please go ahead, share your thoughts, comments, share this around so that more people can know about this. And of course, I'm a coach. If you want to hire me as your coach or keynote speaker or motivational speaker, facilitator, trainer in different areas, it could be personal development, public speaking, leadership, confidence and self-esteem, sales. I have, a whole package. I'm very versatile in different areas, especially what I call soft skill areas. Then please call me on +256 772 936361, or call my colleague at +256 775 662298. Can drop me an email at info@ethanmussolini.com. Those details should be showing on the video right now, info@ethanmussolini.com. You can also visit my website, sign up for my newsletters to receive this content. That is ethanmussolini.com, also succeedingdaily.com. I would also encourage you to like my Facebook fan page, that is facebook.com/Ethan Mussolini. My Twitter handle, follow me on Twitter, that is Ethan Mussolini. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. It should be, there should be a link that says subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, so that if I have new content, you can be notified when it's up and running. Like this video, share it, let's spread the word, and I wish you the very best. May you make this year the best ever. All right.